Aloha and welcome to this introduction module to ICS 314 Fall 2018. And this module has a whole bunch of readings to kind of get you oriented to the course, but not a whole lot of experiential stuff. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time just going over the structure of a module. You'll go here first, maybe, and you can see all the modules for the class. But most of them right now at least say coming soon. I haven't finished kind of revising them for this semester. So if you click on this one, you don't get anything. But if you click on a module that's been released, like the pregame or introduction, you can go into the introduction module. And the structure of this site as a whole is called a Maria course website. And I made a little web screencast a couple years back that talks about why I made this Maria system and what a module outcome reading experience, all these kinds of different terms mean. And the idea of this is to help you learn the material and organize the material as effectively as possible, so you spend the minimal amount of time you need to learn the stuff that I want you to learn. Very importantly, in this class, there's a schedule page that shows you when things are due and what modules we're working on at any one point in time. And you can click on the introduction link and get to it. So every module has a name and kind of a brief overview of what is supposed to happen. Then it has a learning outcomes section, which explains what I'm hoping will happen as a result of going through the module. And then a bunch of readings. And readings are one way of learning. They're a very passive form of learning. And so I separate out passive learning experiences, which I call readings, from more active kinds of learning. Learning where you actually do something. You're not just like staring at a web page. And so every module has a combination of readings and experiences. In this case, you can see that there's a whole lot of readings and very few experiences, which means you're probably not going to learn that much from this module, to be frank. Most modules have relatively few readings and a whole lot of experiences, and those modules are the ones you learn more from. But when we're just getting started, there's a lot of kind of things you want to understand, and so I just put them all together in this module. So if you want to learn about grades, you can click here, and you probably want to know about grades. If you're in sections 1 and 2, you need to know about the rules for Hamilton basement. Here's a section on laptop requirements that goes into more details, and so on and so forth. Athletic software engineering, this is kind of an important little essay that I wrote that explains what athletic software engineering is like. So I would read that through. The WAD weekly rhythm that gives you a sense for kind of how each week of the semester is structured. If you want to learn more about the TA for section 1 and 2, Danny Wang, you can go to his portfolio page right here. Here's kind of a cool little optional. I have some optional readings as well. How they build a Slack bot to help me find an apartment in San Francisco. This is the kind of thing that after you get done with this class, you should be able to do for yourself. Okay? So a bunch of readings. This is another one I really want you to read, How to Watch Screencasts the Smart Way, because there are a lot of screencasts in this class, and it's easy. I try to keep them pretty small and to the point, so 10 to 15 minutes max, but it's still very easy to space out. It's easy to be looking at Facebook or watching TV or looking at a Twitch of somebody playing a game, something like that, while you're still looking at my screencast. No, not a good idea. You want to spend the minimum amount of time on this class possible, and in order to do that, when you're working on this class should be the only thing occupying your attention. Okay, so being able to watch screencasts and each time get the most out of them and not have to watch them over and over and over again is a very important skill for learning the material in this class effectively. So take a look at this page. And it's got some good guidance. Finally, there's these experiences. Learning the command line, that's optional because I am assuming that you know the command line. If you don't know the command line, then it's mandatory. Go through this. There's like a little Code Academy course you should go through. And then here's some things you need to make sure your environment's okay. We got to use Chrome. You need an appropriate operating system and appropriate hardware. And then finally, introduce yourself, which means joining the Slack team, setting up your profile, uploading a headshot, so on and so forth, and a short introductory paragraph. You can read through all this and know what to do. So that's the introduction module, and if we look at the schedule, you can see this is only 2 days long. You've got to blast through this material because it's just, kind of infrastructure, plumbing for the class. And then we'll get on to the more exciting stuff, JavaScript 1 and Professional Persona.